The following podcast contains spoilers.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake. This is the Buzzarelli Show.
I'm Joe. I got Khiim with me. Khiim, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Good. Khiim, it's hard to start in the order that this episode went because we really can't explore the beginning unless we actually talk about the second half and decide what we feel about the situation. If it was the last episode, I'd be like, oh, what a twist. But there's 2 episodes left.
Yeah, we still got 2 more.
So there's something else going on. What did you think about it? We'll start from the back half, but what did you think about that twist? You got any theories, or did you just still kind of sucking it in?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still just kind of sucking it in.
Yeah.
I don't know. The show's kind of started to fall flat for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say so if it was the twist was. I will say the beginning half, watching it again, it was... I was like, nah, it's really about that second half.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of it was dark. Mm-hmm. And that golem-like creature towards the middle, that was a little bit like, what was that?
Yeah, what's going on, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like, especially because the momentum was so good and everything, I think it was about building towards the twist and the fall, because I think now things are kind of starting to pick up. If you want to leave us a voicemail, we're 386-320-3387, but Khiim, Bob left us a voicemail.
Let's check it out.
Hey, what's up? It's Bob. I just finished the latest MoonKnight episode. That was awesome. Seeing Steven and Mark together. Spoiler alert, but seeing them together at the end, that was so cool. I'm wondering, and tell me if you thought this too, is I'm wondering if this is going to tie into Loki somehow. Because that character at the end just for some reason reminded me of someone who you would have seen in that show, going around in in that office where they control time and everything. So I don't know if I'm way off, but that's my guess. So,
Bob, thanks for the call. I had a different theory about the hippopotamus god at the end. I had 2. So if you remember the episode before, I can't remember her name. It was like the goddess of music, the avatar who was the goddess of music and said like Khonshu, and she actually helped Mark.
Yeah, she was more helpful to him.
I thought maybe it was the goddess that she was the avatar of.
Yeah.
But then when I watched it again to take notes, there was when they showed a flashbacks for scenes, they show Arthur Harrow pointing to a wall and pointing to the picture of Amit. Mm-hmm. And the face was kind of slender, but it did look like a hippopotamus head, more streamlined drawn. Yeah. The other thing I noticed was when that hippo creature's there, she had something on her that kind of looked like the compass. It had like that fluttery beetle look.
Okay.
That was the same compass they used to track her.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking that's Amit. If that's what we're deciding, there's a couple things behind that. So if Amit sounds like that and Khonshu sounds the way Khonshu sounds, that makes her even more terrifying.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a juxtaposition when she actually starts, kind of like decaying from Loki, the end of, just a simple, meek, mild guy, but all of a sudden became like really terrifying because what he was talking about.
Yeah.
That being the case, if you refer to like when Mark's starting to tell his story about he was killed and he was shot, that he was saved by Khonshu. I'm going all over the place, but could Mark be trapped in his own head right now because of Amit?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible. I really don't know what to think about that episode.
Yeah, I think...
Just because it was such a heart of a twist. Like, it felt like the first half, okay, what are we doing? Yeah. It almost felt like Brendan Fraser, The Mummy type feel, you know what I mean? Like they're paying homage to that, or they pulled inspiration off of that. And then it just takes a complete twist where we're in this white room with patients and all this. I don't know what to think of it.
And like I said, had it been the last episode, but with 2 left, it can't just be it. Like he was crazy all along. Yeah. I think what it's doing is, I think Harrow or Amit is playing, because Mark knows he's got a problem. He's admitted that. He knows he's unwell. So I think Amit and Harrow are playing on that. Mm-hmm. The question is why? Why keep Mark alive? Or is it because Amit really believes in this good and evil thing, and Amit doesn't think Mark's totally evil? Yeah. And maybe is trying to help Mark? We had a theory last week that we thought there was a third personality.
Yeah.
There was parts where Mark was blacking out and then he thought Steven killed some people.
Yeah.
I have a theory with that. So first of all, after he gets Steven, they're running out. They both don't know what's going on, but there's another tomb shaking.
Yeah.
And Mark looks at it, and then he's like, just cautiously looks at it and goes. So first, once again, you think Khonshu, but no, it doesn't really. Yeah. Well, none of it makes sense, but it doesn't really fit into
what was just happening. Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on in Mark's head. So I have a theory about that because I was thinking, well, it turned out, yes, Mark did have something to do with Layla's father's death.
Yeah.
What if, because Mark says it was my partner, and my partner got greedy. Mm-hmm. Could the partner be the third personality?
That's possible.
Could it be that I feel like there's a third personality that's going to reveal itself. It's like a dark part of Mark that went into hiding. But as far as like when you look at the stuff going on in the hospital, it almost looks too convenient. Like it was set up to make Mark think he's going crazy.
Yeah, to make him believe like an Inception kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's putting him in his own head and just kind of like making him a prison because if everything really transpired, if everything really happened that we saw, Harrow shot him and he had Amit. He had a statue of Amit.
Yeah.
Which means day one. So that's because I think the wife had nothing to do with that nurse scene. I think that's just a vision that's going on in his head.
Yeah, that's just him projecting what he knows. Like you're saying, just like self-containing what he knows.
Yeah, and like I said, the front half was a little weak, and I don't want to say weak, but weaker than what we've been, because most of the episodes have been pretty balanced.
Yeah.
But I think it was just like, almost like, well, we got to get to this point and change it up, and it makes it more drastic instead of just starting the episode like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should have just cut it from when he passed out the first time, if that would have been as good. I don't know, but because when I watched it again, they make it a point to zero in on things that aren't in Mark's point of view. If you said the whole story was from Mark's point of view, then you could say, but like they're showing scenes that he's not in.
Yeah, that's like that.
When the guy was
the Dutch-like or Holland-like town that they ended up in, like the first episode.
Yeah,
that was Steven, and he sees the painting of that same town and everything.
Yeah,
yeah. So it was like things that was from Steven's point of view.
They showed them like putting the imprisoned Khonshu on a shelf. Like, why show us that if Mark has no idea what's happening with Khonshu right now?
Yeah,
that's why I think things are really happening. The cool thing is if I still don't know how anybody's going to free Khonshu if Mark's like locked down like this.
Yeah. Unless
Layla's resourceful enough to figure it out and do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like Khonshu kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah.
He should have definitely been like more involved or more letting with the knowledge towards Steven. And I feel like it could have avoided a lot.
Yeah, of like, the kind of like what the things that Amit's capable of maybe, or see it coming and stuff. Yeah. It was like some cool scenes going on there, like when Mark is like, you shot me, and does a realized thing.
Yeah.
But even like the way he's backing away from Arthur, the psychiatrist Arthur Harrow.
Yeah.
The way Arthur's like yelling things to Mark, it's like too dramatic. It's not, I don't feel like it's how a real doctor would treat their patient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I keep talking over him and get louder and louder. It's just like, it doesn't seem natural. It seems more like it's part of the dream.
Yeah, yeah.
And whether Arthur's really involved in that, I don't know. Or if it's just Amit's running the whole thing. But it seems like as like time's passing and he's running, he's becoming more clear and more clairvoyant. Then when they did the scene where he actually confronts Steven, where he rescues Steven, it's pretty cool because he opens the door, the camera swings towards his back.
Yeah.
He gets the hug, and then like I watched it a couple times. It zips in on his shirt, so it's an easy camera trick to like, transition to where the both of them are next to each other. But that was pretty cool. Once again, going to the fact that obviously this is going on in his head.
Yeah, because there can't be two physical Steven, Mark, whatever you want to call them.
What was funny is that he's got that attachment to Steven because he's like actually worried about Steven and looking for Steven the whole time.
Yeah.
So he knows that Steven's a part of him, and it's an interesting dynamic. It's not just about them like battling each other. And I still go back to the theory that I think whatever this third personality is responsible for Layla's father's death.
Yeah.
I think Steven was the result of that. I think Steven is like a projection of his guilt.
Yeah.
And that's why Steven is just, and that's why Layla is so enamored naturally by Steven, because it's Mark's subconscious of what like the perfect man would be for Layla.
Yeah.
So
that third personality could be the main personality, and Mark and Steven might have just been a split break.
That is true. It could be the first personality. Mark, I'm going along the assumption that Mark's the original. Yeah. But
it could have been the third one, and then they're split. It's where you have the darker side, which would be Mark, and then the more innocent side, which would be Steven.
That's true, because we thought we started the show from Steven's point of view, and we just thought Steven was the original in the beginning. We still have no idea what the real person is.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of the show, Arthur was discovering what was going on as we were. Mm-hmm. And also, if everything, that's why I'm saying we had to do the back half before the front half.
Yeah.
It's like, are we assuming everything really happened or not? So, but Arthur is obviously like very interested in this whole situation.
Yeah.
You know, and also he does feel like, you know, I've dealt with Khonshu before. So I think his beef with Khonshu is real. And I think he actually has sympathy towards Mark, because he understands what, you know, Khonshu's not.
I was a slave to him too, or something like that.
Yeah, so lines. It might still be that they're trying to help Mark, and they want, like, their intentions towards Mark are good, but still their big end game is not what everybody else wants, which is why, you know, they're all going to turn against each other. But yeah, it's the second half kind of made up for the first half, I think, like the twist, because I watched that again and again, and it's like that perfect. Everything, the way the music's building up and everything. They even had like the bingo card on the promos.
Yeah.
Which is like, what does this have to do with anything? Because I saw the promos before the actual show. Like, why did you show me a bingo card?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was definitely very interesting. Whether like the video was real or not, and whether like Steven was because he was watching that video, I don't know.
I've got to go back and watch it again, because I want to see what characters, because I know they were showing specific people in there, like, for a reason. I want to see if that matched up with somebody that was in their lives.
I know the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
That was the one doctor that got, not the one that got bit, but the one that got elbowed in the stomach.
Yeah.
He was, when they show like the previously on MoonKnight, he goes up to Harrow and says, "Sir, we found the location." So he is one of Harrow's henchmen.
People. And then there was I know we saw Layla in there. There was another lady that they had showed like right in the beginning of the scene. Then there's the one who was drawing, and she was drawing like a bird, but it had Khonshu's face.
Yeah, you gotta watch it again to pick up the nuances and stuff. Like, but the things where he's looking at the sandals and the cane,
yeah,
things like that. And it seemed like as he was coming up out of it, he was realizing things, which makes you think like, once again, I don't think that's the end of the story, that he was just crazy the whole time. He is crazy, but not that crazy. That clinic, I don't think any of that is real. Yeah, like I said, 2 episodes to go, so we'll find out, you know, more to come, see the fate of Mark, Steven, and Khonshu, get him back in the game. So, Khiim, thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And we'll see you guys.